Hey all, welcome to the February 2026 State of the Hat. I'm Sean Nittner. I use he, him pronouns, and I am the Evil Hat project manager, product developer, director of projects, all sorts of fun titles. I just recorded this whole thing without my mic, and so now I'm redoing it. So we'll see what I can make more efficient this time around. How's your February going? It's the month of love, and I gotta say, I'm in love with all the games we're making. Is that wrong? Is that wrong for me to be so in love with these games? I don't think so. I'm very, very excited about everything that we'll be sharing today. I've got a couple of fun reveals today. I've got a few things that I can say more than just it's trucking along. Although, as usual, many projects are just trucking along. But I'm really, really jazzed to share that with you. I just started playing Liminal Horror with Jade on the Actual Play podcast or Twitch channel. It's the first time I've streamed in a couple of years. And as always, playing one-on-one games with Judd is delightful. But I'm really digging Liminal Horror. We did 3 sessions of The Bureau. And that was a existing adventure for the game. And now we're diving into case files. Yeah, there's a lot there. It's very good, weird, spooky, on the edge horror stuff. So, and of course, the last episode was all about just ethical debates about how to act ethically within an organization, which is like just a tough thing to do. But hope you're playing great games. Hope you're having good conversations, philosophical and otherwise, in them. Let's talk about what's going on under the hat. I got a nice new little slide picture here for you. It still doesn't have all our games. It's beautiful, it's gorgeous, but there's no deep cuts on there. So you'll just have to imagine one more beautiful game in that pile of all these incredible games. I'm so proud to have been part of the creation of these and all the ones we keep making. Let's talk about games we're going to keep making, including something brand new that I'm going to introduce right now. If you haven't seen it on Blue Sky or socials already, Rocket Club by M. Hubbard. Rocket Club is a game of precocious teenagers who are trying to figure out who they are in the midst of an alien attack. We're talking transdimensional warping, UFOs, flying saucers, and unknown threats. And these kids who are unsure of a lot of things are the only thing to stop them from wrecking everything in the world. So you play these rocket-obsessed kids who have jetpacks and fireworks, and all these other cool bits of rocketry, and minor thing, just try to save the world, but also try and figure out who you are, what really matters to you. The game has a novel dice mechanic where you have 3 dice that get dropped into 3 different outcomes. Ooh, I'm really clear here. First is the outcome, the mood, and the side effects. The outcome will tell you whether or not you failed at it, whether you got a mixed success, whether you achieved what you wanted. The side effect will tell you whether somebody noticed, whether you looked cool or drew the wrong attention. And the mood tells you the mood that whatever the action has evokes. And the mood is, for me, one of the coolest mechanics because each character has a few mood questions and a few mood impulses. And so if a mood like hope or sadness or love or fear, whatever comes up, it may ask you a question, depending on your playbook. It may ask you a question of how does it manifest, or it may drive you to an impulse. So for instance, the hero has the impulse for hope to protect other people and to be brave. The 0 has the impulse for fear to run away. And you get to tailor some of these impulses and make and decide what how you respond to these different moods. And that also embeds within it your particular secret. And so you have a particular mood that is tied to your particular secret, and when you have the chance to finally reveal that, it can really be a chance for growth and connection between the characters. So really, really excited about Rocket Club. If you're excited about coming of age stories, if you're excited about rockets, if you're excited about alien invasions, Rocket Club by M. Hubbard, check it out. Playtest is open now. You can go to the Evil Hat website and sign up. We'd love to see what you think. And thanks in advance for helping us make the game even better. Blade 68 is crowdfunding now. It is doing incredible. We've blown past over 30 stretch goals. We've added a ton of new things to it, POD versions of all kinds of extra goodies. The Palace dossier is just absolutely exploding, and there's some really cool add-ons to this. The book's gonna be amazing. Massive tome, 450 pages. The limited edition is going to have a special cover and extra ribbon bookmarks. It's going to be really nice. But also we're going to have things like the city map. And this is going to be one giant road map that you can unfold, put on your table, put up on your wall. It's going to have every district and street in Dustfall. And it's just a giant map. You can only unfold part of it, so you can keep it kind of small. You can unfold the whole thing. It's going to be paper. You can draw on it to customize it for your game. It's a really gorgeous map. I'm so excited that Tim's getting this. It's in full, almost A0 size, just this massive sheet. Will fill up the whole table, and you can have your entire escapades of Dustfall all across that. So the Dustfall map is going to be very, very cool. The faction cards are something that I use a lot in my games of 68. I used to have NPC portrait cards for each of my NPCs, and I still have them, but they just are so cumbersome because I have so many of them. Whereas having a single business card that sort of stands in for them is really useful. So when Chago shows up from the Scorpion Syndicate, I just hand over that blue card. When one of the handlers shows up from the Palace, I've got the Palace card. And they really are evocative. Tim's designs for these cards is fantastic. And they're very efficient on what your play space, whether it's in person on a table or virtual. They do a fantastic job standing in for all the very, very cool NPCs and people that populate Dustfall. So check out, take a look at the faction decks. And then we also have the Trouble deck and the Score Pad. The Trouble deck is all of the light and heavy crew and district troubles you can run into, the way they escalate, but it's also got the districts themselves and some player advice for the game. So it's a poker deck and format as poker cards, and it's going to be a lovely deck of a supplement for, instead of having to look all this stuff up, you can pull it, you can use it to draw randomly. If you want to pick I'm going to draw randomly from the light trouble table, you can use that. Or if you just want to have something to hand the players when they get a certain level of trouble, you can hand it to them, and then they've got all the details on it. And the Score Pad is the way that everybody during the planning sessions can document all the opportunities they have. Right now, I just use these little slips of paper where we write, okay, let's loot the red Toric while they're distracted by something else, and just little slips of paper, and the client and the target and the rewards are kind of scribbled on there. I'm really looking forward to having this nice whole Score Pad that'll contain it all. Okay, so this is really exciting stuff. It's great. But there's something more. There's something we've not been able to offer for ages, and I'm so glad that finally we've figured out a way to help folks who are international, and that is by doing retailers doing freight forwarding direct order off the campaign. So I'm so happy to say that Sphärenmeisterspiele in Germany is now offering pre-orders of every physical reward. You can order them anywhere in the EU, and you can get the books, you can get all the add-ons. They're all available. Even when you get it, you can get a prototype of the PDF just like you would if you had pledged. In Australia, Campaign Supplies is offering it. They're shipping to both Australia and New Zealand. They're doing the same thing. And in in Canada, we've got Rain City Games and Rati Incantati, who are both offering the same pre-orders in Canada. So if you want the books, if you want the add-ons, they are all available. This is a very special setup. This is not going through normal distribution. Our add-ons are only part of our campaign rewards. So this is because these resellers have set up a freight forwarder so we can ship to a US address and they can get it from there. When we've tried shipping internationally in the past, it has really just been disastrous. Packages get lost, tracking stops when they get handed off from one carrier to the other. Unexpected fees have to be paid at the end. Replacement packages or lost packages are incredibly expensive and slow. We're really excited to be able to essentially have retailers act as hubs so that we can get them a big order, which is much easier to track, much more reliable, through their freight forwarder, and then they can distribute them and ship them out locally. So so excited for this. If this works out, we will continue doing it in future campaigns. We've really struggled to offer international solutions, and I am really happy that we've found something that can work. So if you are outside of the US and you would like to get Blade 68, and why wouldn't you, check out one of these retailers. We've got them all on the campaign page. Very excited about that. And if you're still like, I don't know about this Blade 68 thing, don't worry. You can check it out for free. You can go to the campaign page. There's a link at the very top, and it takes you to the drive-through RPG preview. It's a 40-page preview that has a ton about the game to give you the sense of, do you like swinging 60s action? Do you like spy thriller? Do you like weird paranormal phenomena with space and time anomalies? Do you like Big Brother, Age of Consensus, everybody's vying for freedom against an oppressive regime? Do you like Dustfall and the haunted city it is? If you like any of those things, you'll probably like Blade 68. It's worth checking out. The campaign is doing incredible, and I think that's just because the game itself is so amazing. So enough about Blades in the Dark. Let's talk about Blades in the Dark! Dagger Isles. Haha, that was a little trick, wasn't it? You were very cool, I can tell. Dagger Isles is so exciting because not only are we really breaking the mold in terms of a lot of the crews and their abilities, but we're also creating new subsystems like the Empire Sheets, the naval combat system, the church, expanding on the church. So I wanted to share a little bit of that with you. So first, we've got the last of the crews, the Night Riders. And the Night Riders are sailors who have traded a piece of their soul to the Dawata, the local spirits, and because of that, gained powers from them. And so instead of having a bunch of special abilities like most crews do, they have one special ability called Soul of the Dawata, and that gives them blessings. They start with 2 blessings, but you can add to that just as you would add additional abilities. And those blessings allow you to get pacts with the Dawata. And you, at the beginning of the score, issue out who gets those blessings. So if you issue, say, the captain of your ship, the Understar Navigator, they can navigate by the stars under the sea and study the strange constellations to discover what has passed nearby or where the target has fled. I only have 3 listed here, but there's actually 5 blessings, and each blessing has a level 2 pact as well, which I don't have displayed here either. But we're really excited to have this more modular version, but also these abilities will tie into the naval combat system as well. So we're really excited to have this be useful abilities that work in any kind of play. But if you're on ships and skirmish breaks out, these are specifically tuned for that as well. So really excited to show off the Night Riders, and that leads then to the subsystems. The next subsystem we're working on are the Empire Sheets. So the Empire Sheets are just like the players have a crew sheet that represents their collectible abilities. The GM will have the Empire Sheet. There's going to be 3 different Empire Sheets. There's the Vanquishers, who sort of use the military forces to for their conquest. There's the Enlighteners, who use the church for their social norms. And then there's another one that currently is called the Colonizers, but we're going to call it something else, that uses the Ministry to change to suck out all of the resources of the Dagger Isles and use them for the good of the Empire. And each of these sheets is going to have, now this is an early draft, it's going to have lots of revisions, this is certainly not final, but each of these sheets are going to have certain strengths, which are similar to like the abilities that the Empire has. They're going to have leaders, NPCs that the GM can use, and they're going to have damage they've already done at the start of the game, things that they've already done to make the Dagger Isles worse for the Daggerites who live there. And then if they are not stopped, they also have clocks to show how things get even worse, until sort of a final clock ultimate progression where something really cataclysmic is going to happen. But not all is bad on these sheets. They also have at the very bottom of them, they have these claims, and the claims work just like crew claims. And these are things that the scoundrels, the criminals, the revolutionaries can take from them and use against them. And so by seizing one of these claims, you weaken the empire, you strengthen yourself, and you put little cracks in the seams of the empire. I almost envision it a little bit like tearing off bits of their sheet as you make these claims. So very excited to work on that more with John and Pam, and keep developing these subsystems because I think that they're going to add a lot. They're going to make the Dagger Isles feel like it's a very unique and special environment, but they're going to be portable, and so you can steal them for your traditional Blades games as well. We're looking for a lot of modularity here, and that's why we've made the crews so different, is so that it doesn't just feel like, oh, this is the version of the Bravos, this is the version of the Hound. Each of the character and the crew playbooks are really, really distinct. So if you move them, they won't just be copies of other things. They're going to be all, brand new tech, and really, really excited about that. All right, okay, legit enough talking about Blades in the Dark. Let's talk about Streets of Jade. This is the RPG written by James Mendez-Hodes, based on the Greenbone Saga by Fonda Lee. Do you want to play, 70s people who have the aesthetic of gangster, but tied to the sort of history and social influence of clans that are part of the ruling factions? Check out Streets of Jade. It's based on the Paragon system, which I know I'm personally biased about because I co-wrote Agon, but it's a really awesome system that allows you to represent not only yourself but the factions that you work for, and to call on them, but also then for them to experience stress and trouble just like you do as a player. So you have this micro level and this macro level of play that is very, very exciting. Mendez is working on revisions here. This is the part that's really boring, where it's just and design continues, or development continues. There probably won't be much to share for a while because we're in that deep post playtest development phase. But suffice to say, the feedback was great, and we're working through all of it. The Monster of the Week, Mystic Marginalia, which was a stretch goal for Hunter's Journal and Slayer Survival Kit, is wrapping up. It's a lovely expansion full of combat moves for zooming in, zooming out. There's additional playbooks. There's hunter. There's advice for hunters. There's keeper advice as well. Lots of really good stuff inside Mystic Marginalia. The PDF is done. The handouts are done. Now we're working on the Roll20 VTT implementation, and we're going to roll all of that out probably in April or something like that. Because there's still work to do, but as soon as we have it ready, we'll give it to backers, and then it'll go on to all of our platforms as well, and so anyone else can get it too. Just a lot of cool extras that we got from the campaign. Excited to share with people. All right, Umdaar, Planet of Swords, Super Science and Sorcery. Now, a lot of times, all I can say is like, we're working on it. More is happening. Things are coming along. But now I can say, we have, after many, many, many moons of revisions and the text, we have given the text to Fred to relay out, and relay out it he has done. It is quite beautiful. I'm very, very excited. Umdaar has had so much in it. It's a massive game. I think it's over 450 pages. And we're still revising it. We found lots of typos and errors. We're still moving things around. But Masters of the Universe is coming out in June, and my hope is that we can release it by then. That's crossing my fingers. Really, really pleased with all the advancements, all the improvements we've done on it. So it is coming along. Another game that's in development is Abyssal, by Laura Turner and Violet Ash Cheshire. I've been meeting with Ash once a week, and we've been going through all the playbooks, and they're doing really fun stuff with the special abilities and moving them away from modifying actions and creating action rolls, and making them specifically based on permissions, and having those permissions have costs, usually stress or conditions, but those costs are also the thing that is going to push your liminal into their abyssal state. And so, yeah, you can be super scary as the Changeling or the Bitten or the Miasma, like you have really cool abilities, but the whole goal is to tempt you, and as you use those, to pull you closer and closer to your abyssal state. Now, once you reach abyssal, it's not a permanent thing, at least not at first. you get a taste of what that monstrosity is like, and then eventually recover and you come back to your liminal state. But every time you do it, you get a little closer to it being permanent. So it's it's a really cool game, and I'm really delighted to keep working with Violet on the development as we go. Next up is Rangers of Broken World. I think I've teased some art from Lauren Colt, who did the cover and the playbooks. I teased a few work in progress things, but I'm very happy to say that now I have a maybe not completely 100% finished, but darn near close cover of this gorgeous book. You probably can't even see it very well, given in this frame. But what we have is the Rangers in the center, these amazing heroes of the land, and then they're surrounded by the noble demons and the automata and the spirits that haunt the land and the ruins around them. And it is Rangers is a game about hope and song. And these people are heading out to make the world a better place, and they have the ability to do it, but they're going to face a lot of trials in the process. Our current trials are finishing editing and then going to layout. But once that happens, we're getting very close to crowdfunding this. So hopefully in later Q2, you'll be able to see a more finished version of this as we crowdfund it and put it in everybody's hands. Very, very excited about Rangers coming along, and very, very happy that we can share this art with you. If you're curious about it, Leon has a design diary series on our blog. So go to evilhat.com and click on the blog link up at the top, and you can see, I think there's 14 articles about the development of the game. And some of this stuff was so good that I was like, Leon, we got to get this in the book. I mean, this is brilliant. But there's a lot more that we could possibly fit in the book that is just the inspirations and the things that really drove Leon, and they are inspiring. I really love reading these articles myself. So go ahead, check them out. Next up, we have Godkiller by Connie Chang, a holy punk RPG for one player, the Godkiller, and one GM, God. Connie he's done so much work on this game. He's been playtesting it. This is at PAX with Connie and C, and they're also creating solo player versions, multiplayer versions, because originally the game was a duet for one GM, one player, but expanding on that in both directions. There's domain rules, GM advice, moves, so much stuff. Connie is cranking away on, and it's really excited to see progress on that. Next up is Tian Deng, the Tales from the Immortal Godship. This is the story of the Chinese diaspora in space, and you're playing people who are gearing up for retirement in their 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s that are on their final gigs. They're on their last gigs before they retire and before their godship, which is hundreds of years old, is also retired. So it's a game about found family. It's a game about elder care. It's a game about hijinks and adventures. And it's a game about finding your place in the world. It's really, really beautiful. We just sent a new version, an internal playtest version, to all the original playtesters. We had been doing some internal playtesting, and it was great, but we weren't getting as much feedback because we wanted to get more feedback, get more insights, have more eyes on it. And so we just sent this to all the original playtesters from 2023. So if you're part of that group, you should probably receive an email from me saying, hey, here's the new version, want to playtest it? We'd love to get your insights on it. The game has a really, really rich setting of 8 planets developed by Calvin and Dee, and they each have a signature dish, signature food, fashion, and customs, and the worlds are it's a really, really rich setting, and a really delightful, silly, but also really sometimes somber story of these characters as they're doing their last few gigs. Next up, we have Project Perseus. This is another game that I've been talking about being in progress for a long time. And I'm very, very, very happy to say that last week we sent over a draft to Chris Viana for layout. So is this a cover reveal? Is this what the cover is going to look like? Probably not. You can see the bottom. This is not the final. But could it be? Maybe. Chris has done some layout mock-ups, and you can see they're gorgeous. All of her work is amazing. But we finally have the full text over to her, so she is now doing the full layout of it. And we know we're going to have tons and tons of revisions. And a few of the cities are still underway, so we'll have to add those as well. but we really wanted to get it out of a Google Doc into PDF so that we could parse through it and give some internal feedback and make revisions accordingly. So I'm super excited to have Chris doing this. I can't wait till we have, I can't wait till I get to see the full PDF, and then we will go in and tackle it and be revising it and finish up the cities. But yeah, we're getting closer. I'm really, really excited to see this progress. All right, now I got a couple projects that are kind of, instead of in development, they're just sort of, they've passed development. Deep Cuts, it's done. You can go get it. It's available in your friendly local game store, on drive-thru, on itch, on the Evil Hat website. You can get it all over the place. The only thing that's still in development for Deep Cuts is the alchemy module. Chris Eddy has sent us over a video walkthrough that was non-interactive, and we just sort of saw him go through a lot of things. We sent feedback on that, and the next version is going to be an interactive walkthrough where we can actually get in the system and play around with it. We'll send feedback on that. We'll keep iterating until it's ready, and then we'll release it to the backers and to the public. Very excited to have Blades in the Dark and Deep Cuts both available on Alchemy. There is a Alchemy add-on for Blade 68 as well. Chris will be developing that too. So very excited about all of that. The next project that is nearly finished is Designers and Dragons Origins. It has gone through many rounds of revisions. This is over 1,600 pages. These are 4 volumes. They're massive. There's so many little details, and the editor, Karen Twelves, and the proofreaders, Jen Martin and Gabriela Rincon, have found just so many little details that they want to get just right. And so we're going through revision after revision after revision pass. The next pass should be underway. The next set of revisions should get turned in this week, and then Chris Viano will apply them. And then we'll do one more look at those, and then hopefully that will be it, and we'll be ready to go to the printer soon. Very excited to have the final version of this to share with everybody. There's so much good stuff here. Shannon has just fantastic details of all the histories of the games and how they were created, the companies, the people involved. It's really incredible. And finally, we have the Sun Forever sets, which is also in post-play test revisions by Riley Daniels. This is, again, in that kind of, I wish I had more to show, but it's in that like hard, difficult middle period where you're just working. And there's a lot of work being done that is in Google Docs and in Discord chat that unfortunately isn't really palatable to the screen, but I'm excited to see it continue and excited to have you all along the ride. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please put in comments any other questions you have about games in development. We're so excited to announce Rocket Clubs here this month. We're so excited to be crowdfunding Blade 68. Very excited for Rage's Broken World to come up for crowdfunding in a couple months, and for all for all the other deliverables to come out. We're very busy under the hat, but it's a very good kind of busy. I'm really excited for it. So keep playing games and take care of yourself. And if you have the spoons, take care of someone else. Do that as well. All right.